it's very easy to say she's a slut. It's just so easy. It's like a low-hanging fruit. She's a slut. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. But why? And is the girl who's the top-tier girl, who's the pretty girl, the perfect girl, not a slut? Or she's a slut but using her skill set differently, and she's using another mechanism to get resources. Because that so-called top-tier girl, the pretty girl who sleeps with only the top elite fuckers, and this girl, she'll say she's a slut, and that one will say she's a slut. Right? They all call each other sluts. Yeah, but why is the slut calling the other one a slut? Because the slut is not a slut. She's a form of a slut, but the other one just as much of a slut. And sluttery is essentially a lack of integrity. Or to suck. We can simplify sluttery as this. It's to suck. Sucking and being receptive are very different things. Do you understand? Sucking, to be a sucker, and to be receptive, or to have a receptacle that can receive, which is the feminine archetypal energy, to receive. A slut and a receptive woman, a feminine woman, a genic woman, a woman who's in her feminine energy, is not necessarily a slut. She can receive if she shall choose to. A slut is just taking. She's just pulling. And a lot of guys get that confused because in this day and age, there's such a scarcity. We've spoken about this so much. Everybody's in a scarce space energetically. So everybody's sucking for everybody. Everybody's trying to hustle everybody. Everybody's trying to steal. The woman also. And how's she going to steal? She's going to steal by sucking. There's different strategies to suck. And the so-called slut compared to the Mrs. Perfect slut sucks using sexuality as a bait. So because I met a lot of those people, and I met, as I've mentioned this, so this was one of the first girls I knew who was a prostitute. Now, I never knew her while she was a prostitute, but I knew her before she was already a prostitute. It was already innate in her. I knew it when I was a kid. It wasn't the hip-hop talking through me. I didn't understand. I'm like, this is a slut. This is a particular person. And you're surrounded with girls in class. I'm like, nobody's like that. This is a power. This is a force to be reckoned with. This is a power of nature that she has. But it's unbridled, uncontrolled, unchanneled, unguided. And it's creating chaos. And the chaos is that's how our life ended, in chaos. So there's a lot of elements. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's very easy to say she's a slut, which I understand from a guy's perspective at the surface. Yeah, she's a hoe. What's your point? But I'm trying to tell you something. I've met a lot of women. This is a housewife. She a hoe too. And she's not sleeping around. No, she a hoe. She a hoe here. That means she sucks. She manipulates. She makes things happen the way she wants, to suck and take from you and give it nothing or as little as possible in return. So that is a form of sluttery. In my book, sluttery is sucking. So just so we're clear, so when I say she's a slut, or I use the word slut, it means sucking. In the masculine language, a slut is a girl who sleeps around. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is a kind of sucking. But that one's sucking just as much. Just different style of sucking.